Welcome to my channel. It's probably very difficult to tell, but what you see below you, or below me, it's in front of you, is actually a bunch of children's toys. Native American Indian children's toys. This one here, that's a fire rock. They would have played with this and used it as a fire rock. What is a fire rock? This is a rock they actually start their fires with by rubbing the stick in the hole. They usually put some beeswax in there, and because beeswax burns very well. And they rub the stick in there and mimic that they were starting a fire. This is one of their practice toys. They practice with it, so when they become adults, they can make their own fires. Very interesting. A lot of these little rocks here, they're little tomahawks that they made so the children can play with them. There's lots of them. There's a little tomahawk, and it's actually got an ear, a nose, eye area, and a nose and a mouth. And a lot of the children's toys were made into animals. This is a little tomahawk. They would have put that on a stick. They could have walked around carrying it like a hammer. It could have been using it as a hammer. You know, because they have the hammers that look like that. Here's also another little tomahawk. Looks like a fish or something. This would have been put on a stick also for the kids to play with. There's another fish. Here's another little tomahawk. Little pointed tomahawk. Lots of them here. There's a little pointed tomahawk. That's a tomahawk. That's a tomahawk. That's a tomahawk. This one looks like some sort of a coyote of some kind, it maybe, or shark. It's or fish on this side. It's a tomahawk. Everywhere. Every rock you see here is some sort of a young Indian tool. This looks like kind of like maybe an alligator or something. This looked like it was maybe a tomahawk. They could have used it as a pecking tool, but it's red on that side. They probably put that red on there. More little tomahawks. This looks like it's some kind of an animal, maybe a worm or a fish or something. There's an eyeball there. It could be some kind of fish. Not sure what that is, but I found that around the same area. It's pretty cool. Probably use it as some kind of grinding stone. Some kind of cool looking quartz. Look at this one here. This is actually a dog. I got an ear, top of the head, ear. There's an eye, the bridge of the nose. Could have been an eye in there. Nose, mouth. Looks like a dog. Little tomahawk. Turn it this way, it's probably another animal. This could have been an eating utensil, because it looks like they may have held it right here. Maybe a child's eating utensil. It's also some kind of a looking animal. It has a face here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's the forehead, the top of the head, the eye right there. You got your nose, and then your mouth. But it looks like it may have been used as a child's eating tool. I mean, that's what I see, but this also could have been a child's eating tool or an adult. Either one of those could have been an adult. Held on it here. This is actually a bird. I don't know if you can really see it, but that's actually a beak right there. And there's a little beady eye, but it's hard to see. That's in there. It would have sat on the ground like that. And it kind of looks like maybe a duck or something. It would have sat on the ground as a decorative piece. And then again, this was probably a child's toy. There's a tail right there that looks like it's got its head turned, and that's its tail. I mean, that's what I see. Pretty much everything you see here, I can almost pick just about anything up, and there'll be a face on it. Right there, there's a bird of some kind, maybe, or maybe, I don't know, cardinal or something. There's an ear or feathers, or the top of the head, that feather sticking out on the head, or the face. Just about everything here I pick up is some sort of a animal. Maybe not this, but it could be an animal. I just can't see it. Another tomahawk would have put on the would have went on the stick pretty much right there. Could have sat on top of it, and it could have sat on the on flat on a stick here too. Another little tomahawk. I don't think that's busted off. I think it was like that. It was a little tomahawk, little child's toy. Up here. No, this is some kind of maybe some kind of lizard or alligator. There's an eye. There's a nose. They actually have an eye poked and a nose poked in there, so you could see it. And this would have been a tomahawk. I mean, even on that side, there's some sort of a eye and a nose, not maybe a bird. And I can just about pick up anything and see something in it right there. Eye, nose, maybe mouth, ear, everywhere. Here's looks like a duck or something. All of these are children's, Native American Indians' children's toys. I mean, they had to have played with something, had to have trained with something. There's a little tomahawk right there. And it's got a little eyeball and a bridge of a nose. I mean, everywhere. Look at this weird looking. This one went in the back of a stick, and it's kind of like a pointed knife looking thing. I mean, it looks like a little. Maybe it was they used it as a knife. I mean, it looks like they either was in a stick here or they held on to it here. You know, kids' hands are a lot smaller than mine. You would have no problem holding on to that. I mean, everywhere here. And, I mean, look at it all. I mean, if anybody's interested in any of these things for educational purposes for your children or something like that, I'm willing to sell this stuff. I mean, here's a piece of quartz I found on the opposite side of the road where I find my stuff. This is also an animal. It's like the top of the head. It's like an eye or something, a nose, maybe a mouth. Same thing on this side. I would think this would have been used for a child as a little cool looking tomahawk. I mean, and here's a scraping tool. Not necessarily a tomahawk, and it's really colorful. It looks cool. Got an eyeball there, mouth. You know, this would have been something he would have used for cleaning something. And it's smooth on this side. So yeah, I mean, these are all or toys for children. I mean, everywhere through here is tools. They're all tools. And this is just a drop of the bucket. There's millions of this stuff out there. Millions. And I'm not lying. There is millions of this stuff out there just lying on the ground. You know, it looked like some kind of a animal too. Maybe a little pecking tool. Well, here's a small pecking tool that's an animal. Looks like it's some kind of bird of some kind. And you know, this stuff is everywhere out there. It's so easy to just reach down and pick up. There's some kind of duck right there. Maybe a dolphin or something. It's more like a duck. I mean, it's just everywhere. All right. I think I'm done with this. I just wanted to show you that the kids, Native American kids, did have their own toys, tools, whatever you want to call them. They had them. They were there. You just got to find them. I haven't seen really any on anywhere. I've only been looking on YouTube, and because there's so much crap on the internet that it's just hard to weed through it. But here's one more here. This must have been some kind of spear tip. It looks like it's a shark. Got a long mouth here. Looks like a shark. It was probably a spear tip that they played with. Maybe, or inside it, or it went into the back of a stick right there. They could have mounted it this way or this way. It's hard to say because I wasn't there. But again, like and subscribe.